A jury has decided that it was reasonable for a Chicago cop to shoot a teenager 6 times when responding to a domestic disturbance call at his home in 2015 because the officer feared for his life. Quintonio Legrier, 19, was killed by Officer Robert Rialmo during an incident at his home on December 26, 2015. The teenager was swinging a steel baseball bat at him at the time and was in the midst of a psychological episode. His father had called 911 to say he had freaked out after the teen called for help himself without specifying what his emergency was. Neighbor Betty Jones, 55, was also killed by one of Rialmo's bullets. Legrier's family sued the city alleging wrongful death, but a jury sided with Rialmo on Wednesday and found his actions to be justified. They tried to award the Legrier family $1 million in damages, but the judge reversed it immediately, saying there was no need since the police officer did nothing wrong. Jones' family won $16 million in a separate wrongful death lawsuit. The Legrier estate had asked for between $12.55 million and $25.05 million. Share this article shared during the civil trial to determine if Legrier's death was justified. Rialmo testified about the teenager. "I thought he was going to take my head off." On the day of the shooting, Legrier was the first person in his home to call 911. He called 3 times and the first was at 4:18 a.m. He would not tell the operator what his emergency was but repeated, "I need an officer," several times. Eventually, the operator hung up on him. He called back twice more, but got no definitive response. That is when his father, Antonio, called for help. He told the operator, "My son has freaked out. I need an officer. He's got a baseball bat in his hand right now." Rialmo arrived not long afterwards and shot Legrier 6 times. Jones was killed by a single bullet to the chest. The teenager's family sued afterwards, claiming it was unjustified and that Legrier was treated unfairly from the beginning. In December, the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, COPA, sided with them and said Rialmo's actions were unjustified. In their ruling, they said Rialmo was further away from the teenager than suggested when he pulled the trigger. They cast doubt on whether Legrier ever swung the bat and said he was inside the home while the officer was outside on the porch. Legrier's mother welcomed the decision last year. At the time, she told the Chicago Tribune, "Each time they mention Quintonio and Betty Jones, they would always make it like my baby caused her death. And I know he didn't. I knew he was just as much a victim as she was. He was innocent too." Rialmo has been fighting their version of events for the last 2.5 years. He claims that immediately after killing the teenager, his father told him he did what he had to do as part of his job. His partner corroborated that Antonio Legrier made the comment. He denied ever saying it on the stand. As a result of the incident, Rialmo was put on desk duty. He launched a civil lawsuit against the Legrier family claiming he was owed for emotional distress. The jury in the civil case said that, while he had been inflicted by the ordeal, he was not entitled to any monetary damages. The shooting sparked outrage in Chicago when it happened. It came after white officer Jason Van Dyke shot black 17-year-old Laquan McDonald 16 times in 2014. Van Dyke has pleaded not guilty to a murder charge in McDonald's death.